Do you find yourself peckish, snacking a lot throughout the day, constantly hungry? It could be that you are not in fact hungry, but you are dehydrated. Today, we're going to talk about what happens to your brain when you do not drink enough water. You asked, what happens to your brain when you do not drink enough water? Well, your brain actually physically, literally shrinks. In fact, by the time you actually feel thirsty, you are dehydrated at the cellular level. Your cells give up water, and then you feel like, okay, now I need to have a drink. That thirst is triggered. However, before your cells tell you that you need to drink water, your brain has given up almost 2 liters of water from itself. So what we know is that long before you actually feel anything like thirst, you are giving up brain water, which is very bad for mental concentration, for focus, for flow, for the ability to get in the zone, for being productive, for feeling motivated. We need you to drink a lot more water. Another thing that often happens when we don't drink enough water is that we feel hunger instead. So we are mistaking thirst pangs for hunger pangs. There are some real downsides to this. The first of which is that we put on weight, because what's happening is that instead of giving ourselves water, we are giving ourselves more sugar and more energy and more calories than we actually need. There is a double whammy here, because when you put food into your system, every cell in your body has to put more glucose into it. This can be both highly distracting and, as you've often felt after lunch, it can create a sluggishness that actually decreases our motivation, our productivity, our ability to focus, our ability to get things done. Many people ask me, how much water should I be drinking? Is it 8 glasses a day? The truth is that every body is different, everybody's activity levels are different, everyone's brain is different, your figurative size is different. What this means is that because everyone's different, here's how to know. The first thing you should do is make sure that you are continually sipping water. If you get to a point where you're so thirsty you're chugging water, you've long overshot your dehydration levels. So what you should do is always have with you some amount of water that you are sipping from, making sure that you're almost never thirsty. The idea is that by the time you feel thirsty, it's too late. Your brain's already given up liters, your cells are all dehydrated. What you should do is stay ahead of the thirst, whatever this means for you. And you should never get to the point where you have to chug water, but instead sip continually throughout the day. Often people ask me, well, I'm not drinking water, but I am drinking a lot of tea, coffee, other things. Is that harmful? The answer, unfortunately, is probably yes. There are many teas that are really good for you, highly hydrating, and I actually don't have a problem with moderate levels of coffee or caffeine. Here's the thing. When we start to replace water with things that are high in corn syrup, in high fructose corn syrup, that have high or any alcohol content, that are high in sugar, this is when we really start to compromise our neural functioning. And so what it means is that there's really no good alternative to water. Maybe the odd herbal tea, but effectively water, some tea, and some coffee are pretty well all that's good for your brain. So while I'm a huge fan of drinking water throughout your day, there's one exception. In fact, what research shows is that you will be less able to take in the nutrients of your meals, of the food that you are eating, if you're drinking a lot of water during your meals. So what the suggestion is that you drink water before and after your meals, before and after you eat, but not during. Funny enough, water actually dilutes your ability to take the micronutrients from the food that you ingest. So if you want to be more productive, more motivated, and give your brain the best chance possible for how it can focus, enter into flow, get more done, be your best brain self, I definitely suggest sticking to water, continually sipping, and making sure that you're never, ever feeling very thirsty. Are you feeling thirsty yet? Put down that snack, grab some water, and I hope this helps with your mental focus today. Subscribe, because we put out videos just like this every single day.